The cool thing about multiversal shenanigans like Death Metal Multiverse N, for example, like you will see characters that you thought you would never see in actual comics with the other characters. Like, you know, with Perpetua during this multiversal madness event, destroying universe type crap, you get to see the Justice Lord versions of the characters in the actual comics. You can even see the hairstyle looking similar to Justice Lord Wonder Woman, Justice Lord Superman, Earth 50. It matches the data books. There's a lot of different media in DC, a lot of them having their own separate continuity or universes so the writers can have their own freedom to do what they wish. In Justice League, the animated series, or Unlimited, they also are aware of the multiverse, alternate reality versions of the same characters. I want to go over an alternate reality version of Superman of this DCAU. Like, different universes actually meet from time to time, and I want to analyze this universe version of Superman. Dang near identical when it comes to powers, but just slightly different choices, or drastic different choices. Shockingly, him and the other members of the Justice Lords have more screen time than you probably would expect, not only appearing in the animated series, but also in comics with different art styles, but you can tell it's still him. You see the outfit. It was during the Batman Beyond shenanigans when he pops up again, just to show everybody he's still a beast. Even fighting future versions of the characters to show that, yeah, he's still ridiculously strong, even by future standards. This Superman is a get stuff done Superman. He actually punished Luthor and took him out. This pretty much explains Justice Lord Superman, so I don't have to say too much. Same adventures, but we realized that it wasn't enough to save people after one bad day. So that's when he kind of got tyrannical. Not gonna lie, I kind of respect DC for giving these animated universe versions of characters their own separate designated universes in the actual guidebooks on Multiverse map. Like, this is technically the Justice League Unlimited universe, DC animated universe. That's why you see Batman Beyond and Possible Future. You remember seeing the old Superman in that episode? You know, this is that same universe, but a possible future. But then you got the Justice Lord version of Superman, Earth 50. They got their little slot in the handbook. You gotta love it. I mean, there's no need to repeat too much. I mean, he is a Superman, so he has the standard stuff like, one could say, a form of blast power via heat vision. He can do the standard stuff like fly. He has insane durability. Flash was throwing these rocks at him at crazy speeds. So he has all the Superman stuff. He has super speed, even way faster than the Speeding Bullet. Of course, like the main standard one is way faster than the Speeding Bullet. So of course he is too. But how strong are we talking? Let's dig deeper into it. Bookshelves like this are extremely light to his strength. He has the strength to where even a huge slab of concrete is smashed on him. Him and the other members of the league can lift this weight off of them. He can catch tanks, Superman can use this tank as a weapon to slam it on Doomsday. Proven he can lift the weight of tanks with laughable ease. These two are technically, like these Superman right here in the DC animated universe, this is just him just older, technically. So one can argue it's still the same universe, technically, him just older in the future. But this Superman over here is basically just an alternate reality Superman. Believe it or not, Justice Lord Superman, there's an older version of him too we see, to where you see he has like a little gray streak in his hair, you know? So one can argue he's gotten stronger over time as well. But this is important because when it comes to this DC animated universe, there's heavy implications. They're dang near close to equal, basically, in raw strength and everything, same powers and everything. Just made different choices in his life. When I say crazy choices, I mean crazy choices, like, yeah, murdering, right? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because this basically changes the game when you compare him to his other counterpart when it comes to how strong he has to be. Because in comic lore of the DC animated universe, you can literally see the comics. Green Lantern, John Stewart, and Superman are working together to move the entire moon, or at least half the weight of the moon. If they're both doing their fair share of weight, one could say they're both pulling half the weight of the moon. If we assume they're doing their fair share evenly or splitting the weight evenly of this moon, this makes Justice Lord Superman look more impressive too, because he's literally like him, but just a different reality with different choices. Right here, for example, like they literally reiterated here saying he has the strength to move Earth's moon in the lore or the data book to reiterate, yeah, this is Earth's moon. In turn, that would mean by default, Justice Lord Superman should be able to do exactly what DC animated main universe version of Superman can do as a bare minimum, meaning he can lift or move half the weight of the moon at the very least. He has the strength to drag small planetoids, basically. This type of stuff even happens in newer centric comics, like when Superman, the main universe one, older him, has to move something kryptonite-sized the moon, basically. It was one of them things where the whole world was being ripped apart by the presence of this new moon, this green moon that was made out of kryptonite. He had like a protection suit, of course, but he was still able to move these giant planetoid-sized structures to show that moving these planetoids, it's still possible. Even older Batman Beyond Superman can do it. So, of course, Justice Lord Superman could do this too, technically. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to move small planetoid moons as well. So just imagine what his punches have to feel like. Let's talk about his punching power real quick. We can get some bare minimums on how hard he can hit. A top-tier Justice League threat like Doomsday, we know his punches can damage. His punches can even create ginormous shockwaves to where beings that are not even touching the ground can feel it, like helicopters. As a bare minimum, based on Doomsday's durability, what Doomsday said he can withstand,
my skin can withstand a nuclear explosion.
Superman's blast-powered laser vision was able to pierce his brain and lobotomize him. I mean, we never heard if the nukes was like this Doomsday's version of a limit. That's a bare minimum, I would say. But yeah, his heat vision is more potent or piercing than nukes themselves. So right off gate, just talking about light stuff, of course, his punches will be like nuclear bombs. As a bare minimum, this is still scratching the surface if this guy can pull moons and stuff. But yeah, his punches are worse than nuclear explosions. As a bare minimum, his punches will be able to wipe a city off the map, basically, or wipe out cities off the map, one could say. But based on the fact an alternate reality him of this DC animated universe can drag moons, his punches would have to be in the moon trembling range, or his punches would feel worse than a moon falling on you, basically, or something. You got to look at what this guy has endured in the past when it comes to durability. This stuff should apply to him too. This orb right here is going to rip apart a star. In this movie set in the Justice League Unlimited universe, even similar art style, I'll just let them explain it for me real quick about this orb and how much power it got.
Destroy their sun. We destroy the sun, the eye. It contains all the power of the Lantern's battery. It will rip that infernal star apart.
This crap is about to rip apart the sun, and you know how big the sun is compared to the Earth. This is way past Earth-shattering levels. And Superman was right next to this orb that was going to rip this star apart, guys. What do you guys got to say about that? That big explosion, you see him withstand that. And you can actually see the sun getting ripped apart. Yeah, the sun was about to get messed up if it wasn't for a Starboy to fix it. Yet Superman wasn't out of commission, was still able to help her get out of the vicinity of the sun's gravity, you know. One could say this kind of applies for his durability and how hard he can hit. You know, they can damage each other with punches, right? Saying he's an earth trembler or earth shatterer is an oversimplification. If his body can withstand stuff that can rip apart the sun, the size of the sun makes the earth look like a joke. Like, these are smaller planetoids down here, and then the planets get larger. And then you still see how even the large planets look like small fry compared to the sun itself. When it comes to being able to destroy large planets, one could say Justice Lord Superman could definitely destroy large planets, or at least tremble them or shake them with his punching power, or can produce force to tremble multiple planetoids. If he can withstand an explosion that was going to rip apart the sun, his fist or punches, they would have to feel way worse than larger planets. Ain't that like a no-brainer? But yeah, guys, there's not much to go off of. Make sure you watch my other Superman videos on the channel to give this video more clarity. Yeah, but you got to respect the DC animated version from the Justice Lords. If you respect the normal version of DCAU Superman, you got to respect the Justice Lords one by default. His punches could delete or blow up the moon. Even planetoids bigger than the moon, like the Earth, his punches will feel worse than. His punches will more than likely feel like a big old giant planet like Jupiter or Saturn falling on your face, more than likely. His body can withstand stuff that can rip stars apart. A star makes a planet this large compared to Earth look like a joke. But regardless of how you look at it, you gotta respect him. But before I get going, everybody, respect Justice Lord Superman. But I gotta give a quick thanks to the donators real quick. It helps out a lot. Respect them. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.